Yes mga igala, mayong adlaw ka natong tanan ug welcome din sa atong panaguban sa atong tulubanong Tambayan sa Radyo Pilipinas. Yes mga katambayan no. I hope nato sa maayong kuno, maayong unsay tawag ani? Maayong kahimtang karon no. Anyways, karong adlaw no, di kita maghisgot kanang mga mga bugat na mga issue no kay sa weekend no. Pag sa weekend mga igala no, kinahanglan medyo relax pud ta no. Relax pud ta gamay pud sa to ang sa to ang kahimtang pud no kay sud na sige tag storyaan ano pa sa mga nagapadungdung kan sa Facebook kasi bagod daw nila hang kasi ni kaaw ko ani akong amigo dire ay ano sa naman siya ay ang dadagi buhat daw sa day 1 to 13 na alagi ka na sa 14 oy naaday siya unsa dining kuan di ay unsa dining nasa 14 di ay 14 nga 13 pa man karon. Unsa din na ugma. Anyways mga tawagan ni unsa man din nga ani ding panahon na di. Anyways, atong hisgutan karon mga higala no. Kaning mahitungod ka sa kaning tawag na dialogue no. It's because kuan na tungod sa gipahigayon din hinga katong sa tong dialogue kung sa tong kuan to ni Perry nato din ni mga higala no kini ginatawag nato nga sa ni Dialogue City Southeast Asia Conference no kung asa believe ko ani kay ang maumto mong no especially kanang mga dagkong cities mga igala nagikan sa Bangkok no Kuala Lumpur Yogyakarta sa Jakarta Indonesia and Singapore no ilang gisgutan ni kung sa mahimong magkahius or mag-coexist ang mga tao nga dili sila magka-conflict kabalo naman ta mga igala no well sa nahitabo last time sa KOJC daghan og kanang may mga sari-sari nga mga opinion kanya-kanyang argumento when it comes to belief no pero kani nga nga well sa Davao City ato ang makita no nga grabe ang nato din no ato mga policies no na wala jud discrimination jud no unless na kung mag-arise nga mga butang no nga dili ikalipay sa mayorya sa ato ang katawhan din sa Davao City but well in a place or in a city nga kun asa diverse ang ato ang kultura natay minority no dapat tay mga natay mga kanya-kanya mga relihiyon natay kanya-kanya mga pagtuo di ba so unsaon nato ni pagdraw sa line mga igala nga wag kasi na we coexist no even if lahi taog kanang ginatuuhan no as in terms of kaning God or kaning ato ang sa supreme being sa ato ang ba no well sa Davao City natin mga policies nga very inclusive no governance pa lang nato daan dinhi ginaapil nato ang mga tribo no in governance mo na natin ginatawag na deputy mayors no so ang din ninyo sa katong dialogue organized by KAICID mga KAICID Dialogue Center no i-discuss nila no kung unsaon ba pag-coexist even if lahi mo kultura lahi mo og ginatuuhan no lahi mo relihiyon no so isa ang ang mga higala no ang ilang na dialogue mo na ilahang ginatawag nila nga magsolusyon no ang ingon pa nila dito sumala pa sa akong nadunggan kagahapon no while wala pa akong press conference mga katambayan ingon nila dito dapat ayaw na ninyo i-focus kung unsa ba ginang very textual na ba no ayaw mo focus atong butang nga dili mo magkasinabot dito mo focus sa butang kung asa mo magkasinabot o magkahiusa mo na tong term syempre English So lisod dong mo tong understanding nga ko no. But anyways mga higala no, alang sa dugang kasayuran mga higala kung saan akong ginayaw-yaw kagakwan no. Akong ginaingon din sa inyong kon atubangan no. Anyways, ato paminawan mga higala no, actually nga ingon na ni daan ni Dato Mussolini Sinsuat Lidasan mga higala ang during the last time nato na nagi-upload no. So anyways, balikan nato mga higala no. Di siya balikan kay kagahapon man no. Ato paminawon mga higala no ang executive director sa Al-Kalam Institute mga higala no sa Ateneo de Davao University nga si Dato Mussolini Sinsuat Lidasan og ang usa ka isa din siya ka monghe mga higala no. Buddhist monk from the Institute of Buddhist Management for Happiness or IBAP sa Bangkok, Thailand mga higala. Lain mga higala po no si Venerable na Tawan Banjop no, Tawan Banjop mo na yung apelyido mga higala no. Aron nga i-explain no kung unsa ba giniingon nato nga dialogue, unsa ka importante ang dialogue no in a manner na kinahanglan magkahiusa mga tao. Paminawon nato ni.
Well, the main objective of the dialogue cities is to encourage all different sectors to apply dialogue. Dialogue as a tool for addressing conflict. No? In my experience, when I was trained as a KAICID fellow back in 2016, it helped me a lot to be part of the government. When I was a commissioner, the Bangsamoro Transition Commission that drafted the Bangsamoro Basic Law, the dialogue that I was able to acquire from KAICID helped me perform my work efficiently. Because when I was in the BTC, when I was in the Bangsamoro, I was not representing the MILF. I was representing the government. And so I was bridging the communities, the different sectors in the community, and the MILF and the government. And we also worked with the SEAP, the Catholic Educational Association of the Philippines, to support the passage of the law, ng Bangsamoro Organic Law. So that's what we want to encourage. That's what we want people to understand, that we may come from different religions, cultures. We may come from, we may have a different interpretations. No? This morning it was a very interesting where some of the participants, even among Muslims, no, they have to accept the fact that there are conflict within us. There are conflict of interpretations of a certain text and the religion, but then we should not focus on those that divide us. We should focus on things that can unify us. So that's one. We want to encourage people to apply and learn more about dialogue. And KAICID has a huge experience and huge network, no, where we can learn this. Second, to your question about the different topics, well, this morning in the plenary, different delegates from the 5 cities shared their experiences: Indonesia, Kuala Lumpur, or Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, and the Philippines. So the commonality of those sharings was on focusing on relationship. We need to build a good relationship, as what Venerable Napan mentioned. No? We need to establish friendship, because if we focus on the formalities, no, we cannot accomplish things. No? I also remember when I was a commissioner in the BTC, we cannot pass any provision of the ball if we are in a parliamentary forum. Talagang nandun yung debate. And it was very effective if we do that in a caucus, in an informal setting, where we can discuss things properly and we can, the parliamentary procedure is just a formality. Parang tapusin mo muna ang discussions informally, and then you bring that in the plenary or in the parliamentary forum for finality lang. So that's what I could also share. And in the next sessions will be a breakout, no? A group for women, a group for youth, and a group for innovation and policy and research. No? So these different delegates coming from the different countries will be divided into different subgroups to discuss concerns about women. How can We use dialogue to help communities, to help conflict-affected areas, help the youth to come up with programs. And we know there's a generation gap. We know from time to time we need also to dialogue with the youth because we need them to have a critical mind in the discerning of what's happening in their communities. And lastly, the focus on the policies. We invited policymakers, academics, and experts. We have UNDP and other organizations to also come up with programs that somehow, at the end of the day, KAICID can support. KAICID is willing to support initiatives like this that can promote religious tolerance, that can promote inclusive governance, that can promote interreligious and intercultural dialogue. I think Vivian and Venerable Napang may add some interest.
Lady first.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, if I may ask my back from my colleagues who also applied for international crisis this year. Hopefully she can get in. May I? Harry, could you help with that? So briefly, I just want to, because everything that my back please. This is your back. Okay. So what I try to find is in this. Okay. That in the back of the room. Sorry, it's on. You can ask for this. What I would like to share is, in my interpretation, Dialogue City first conference is like, you know, two of these from Davao City. So first time when you hot, you have this. It's good, right? But the most important thing is about this one, umbrella. It's rainy season. So dialogue cannot stop raining. But dialogue protect us from heavy rain and make us less wet. So now you heard from Dr. Moose that we have different group, three group, policymaker, women and youth, because we want to distribute umbrella to all of them. So we cannot avoid conflict. Conflict is the nature of human being. So it's a normal thing. But we can have the equipment, the tool that can protect us from the conflict, from escalation. So I think this is the idea. And what I see is just like right now from Bangkok last year, you know, people in Thailand, in Bangkok, we worked together. We started to distribute umbrella to each other and pass it on to the rest of people who maybe cannot attend or learn dialogue from the Dialogue City. But the idea is about maybe we cannot, you know, distribute umbrella to the whole country immediately, but we can begin with a small unit like city, and that's what we do. And this is the second time we bringing umbrellas to Davao City, and I also receive umbrella from Davao City as well. It means we can learn from each other and we can help each other. Thank you. Salamat.
So, mao to mga higala, no? Ang payag, no? Or explanation, no, ni Dato Mussolini Sinsuat Lidasan mga higala, no? Ang Executive Director sa Ateneo de Davao University Alcalam Institute ug ni Venerable Napan Tawon Banjob, no? Para sa dialogue lang yun. Dialogue mga katambayan, no? So unta ma-replicate din sa ubang cities, no? Especially kanang mga taga Luzon mga higala, no? Kanang grabe kay maka-discriminate yung mga Bisaya daw kuno daw magtanong sa mga Bisaya ba mga nasilay ba nga pag Bisaya daw mga illiterate, nya masuko sila ko ang Bisaya mag-English. Ay nako, bitaw unta no nato ni ma-practice at sa tibok naso na kaning ginatawag nato nga dialogue. Anyways, mga kalabayan, bye katong malang sa importante pa inumdum niya to si Biana. Yes, mga igala, balik kita din sa itong panaguban sa itong tulumanong tambayan sa Radyo Philippines. And of course, mga igala, no, live kita ninyo madungog, no? Live! Inyo gyapon ko madungog, no, diya sa tuang sibian ng Radyo Pilipinas Davao, 88.7 sa dial sa inyong mga radyo, no, sa FM. No, 88.7 sa FM, mga katambayan, no. Oh, sa ato ang Facebook page ng Radyo Pilipinas Davao, no. Anyway, sa mga katambayan, padayon na po ito higutan kaning about aning mga dialogue, no. So naisa ka mga question, no, on how to kuan daw kaning ginatawag nato nga address, no, sa kining ginatawag nato nga mga conflicts, no, nga tungod wala ay dialogue, no. But in Davao City daghan man tag mga pamaagi, no, although kapila nato naka experience sa terrorismo mga igala, no, wala man ta na spare ana nga mga butang, no, sa maong kaning mga kuno, especially in violent extremism dari sa kuan kita mga igala, no, sa Mindanao, no. So nato yung mga nakasakban, then gwapo po lang tubag po mga igala with regards kung unsa na siya pag-address, no. Actually ang dili lang man siya isolated din sa tuwa sa Pilipinas, naman po ubang violent extremism nga nitabo, no, sa itong mga silingang nasod sa Southeast Asia like Indonesia, di ba, no, or napo daw nahitabo po daw diha sa may kuan, no. So yun sa nila pagkuan apply ang dialogue sa pag resolve ani nga problema. Then atong paminawon balik mga igala, no, sila datong Mussolini sinsuwat lidasan mga igala, no, ang executive director sa Al-Kalam Institute kay siya gin na gining experience mga igala, no. Kawan na po sa nato mga igala, no, si kuan si Venerable na Thaworn Banjob, no, ang Buddhist monk gikan sa Institute of Buddhist Management for Happiness or IBAP, no, di sa Bangkok, Thailand. And napo diri mga igala, no, si kuno usa ka kuan na fellow ni sa kaning KC International Dialogue Center mga igala, na si Wiwin Siti Amina Romawati from Indonesia mga igala. Anyways, paminawon nato ni ilahang mga pamayag.
Be strengthened to address transnational threats.
You wanna answer that? Okay. Sige. I think because they still need to experience the experiences in Davao, no, yung mga ginagawa natin. If you try to look at it, the map, no, the map of Mindanao, it is very connected to the geopolitics sa baba natin yung Indonesia, Malaysia, and some part of other Asian countries. And in this area, our borders are very loose. So sometimes, even before, we experience where yung palipat-lipat yung mga terrorist groups. It's very easy for them. Some are trained in some other areas. They go here, no? What happened in Marawi is also a Marawi siege in 2017. Is a good example of we could have avoided it if we have a strong network with our Southeast Asian neighbors, because we have similar threats. We face similar problems, problem on violent extremism, and issues on socio-political or geopolitics. No? So, but instead of discussing that in a parang formal thing like in the ASEAN, what we would like to encourage is informally. We build relationships, we build friendships, no? As mentioned kanina, because this can help us to strengthen our partnerships. No? So before we go to the diplomatic or foreign policy platform, we can do that through our initiatives with our students, with our teachers, professors, with our CSO organizations, no? and that in that way we are building a strong social and not yet political movement, but a social movement that can help one another. Kanina, I'm sure if you were there, Miss Ruby from Indonesia, she's the founding, I think, executive director of AMAN Action. What's AMAN? Network. Yeah, something like that. It's a network, no? And we've been engaging them since 2014. And they had experiences of helping radical groups, no? Yung mga dating ISIS, no? They were able to de-radicalize them, and they were able to help not only their individual but even the families. No? So dito sa atin, we also face those threats. So we can learn from them, and they can also learn from us.
If I may add just a bit. To be honest, I'm not good at geological knowledge. So, but the story from Mindanao, it's so inspiring for us. In the deep south, we also have conflict, and we heard a lot about the story of the women peace builder, who try to negotiate with the, government and party B, because they felt like she felt like, okay, there's no more violence, and eventually they can brought this into peace talk, and then everything is perfect. It's like peaceful. The violence ended. I think that's the thing now. And Davao City is in now.
Yes.
So just only this year, I met with Miriam, the women who did this in, thanks to KAISIT Dialogue Center again, in Global Dialogue in Lisbon. And I told her that your story inspired for almost a decade now. So many people talk about that. And also met with Irene San Diego several years back then.
She's from here. She's from Davao.
Yes, she's from Davao. And yeah, thank you for Mark Zuckerberg. I contact her through Facebook. So my point to respond to you is just like we can learn from each other. And when the conflict or violence happened in Thailand, we felt desperate. But when we heard the story from Mindanao, you gave us hope, very high hope. And now I'm very happy I got good bumps now, because when I talk about it, it's just like, because we felt it's so dark. But when we heard story about, Mindanao, there's a light. And it's a light like from candlelight. It means your light, your candle, when you pass it on to others, this room, this world brighter, and your candle never gone. So that's what Davao, Mindanao can do, not just only Bangkok or Thailand, but I think to the rest of the world. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. I just want to add a little bit about your question. So I think Indonesia is a big country, so we have more problem, I think, compared to Thailand and Philippines. We have Aceh problem, we have Papua problem, and maybe all of you are aware that we have also a big case back in 2000 in 1998 when we had a reformation. Yeah? So and it happened in Maluku, in Molucas Island, and also in Central Sulawesi in Poso. So I think why this kind of conference or many other program that allow people from different background from different countries to learn, not only to learn each other, but to support each other, right? Because sometimes become an activist in the grassroots for example, I myself, in my experience, I facilitated the Muslim and Christian in Maluku and in Central Sulawesi, between Muslim and Christian who got involved in the conflict, not only conflict, but it is a kind of riot, because many casualties, it's very sad, but we have to learn from that case. And again, because we have similarity, as an Asian countries, we have similarity in terms of culture, in terms of what they call not only culture but many similarities. So we can learn, but also because we have different environment, So we can learn, for example, from how women deal with conflict in a certain area will be different from other areas. So in this case, this kind of conference can, give us a space to learn from other experience, and then we can also, perhaps, if it is fit, we can replicate in our context. But also, not only learn each other and support each other, we can inspire, yeah. Because I think the inspiration is beyond the similarity or differences. Inspiration, it makes us like, to not only have hope, but to work more and more for our peaceful society. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
So, mo to mga higala, no? Well, klaro man to ilang giingon, no? Anyway, so nasabtan ninyo kung paunsan to nga, medyo, nakuha lang siguro mo kay English, no? But anyways, no, I hope nakasabot at tanan mga higala, no? Kung sagit ang main purpose, no? Ganun na ay dialogue, no? Ang dialogue is for, unsa man na siya, para gid na nga magkasinabtanay kita, no? Whether kun mo na kita giingon lagi mga higala, dili ta mag-focus kung asa tama, dili magkasinabot dito ta sa butang nga magkasinabot ta, no? Aron nga dili ta ang conflict, kundi man maiwasan, kundi man likayan, mabawas-bawasan ang ang impact ana mga higala. Anyways mga higala, mga taigong oras sa ngalan sa Tibok Pwersa sa DXRP Radyo Pilipinas na mga higala, ako yung nakauban Armando Feniquito alang sa Tambayan sa Radyo Pilipinas. Hangtod sa pohon, daghang salamat ug mayong adlaw kanatong tanan. Amping ta.